because I believe every woman has a story to tell. And we all have so much more in common than we think. These are the women next to me.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of The Women Next to Me. And I'm so excited to be featuring this lovely woman sitting next to me. This is Farel. Farel, hi, how are you today?
Wonderful. How are you?
I'm good. I really appreciate you being on this episode with me. You are just such a ray of light, and I want more people to know about you and know who you are, because you have just this amazing power of you that when you walk into the room, you make everybody feel loved and feel special, and that you are like their best friend. So before we get started, do you have your mug with you of your
I do
go-to
have my mug with me.
Okay.
Yes. It's right here.
Grateful. Is it, I mean, it's obviously who you are, because you are a very grateful person. Is there any other story behind it, or?
It fits in my hand well, and it's got a lot of it's a lot of irregularities to it. Like, it's not perfect, it's fine, and it's still grateful.
I love it. I love it. So mine that I have today is this one. It says, "Hello, beautiful."
Oh,
which I've heard you say a lot. And then
Mhm.
it also has some nice eyelashes, which I've learned
You
to rock
do.
my eyelashes because I don't have many real ones anymore. So
They're gorgeous.
okay, so if you could take a second and tell everybody a little bit about you, what you do, who you're mom to, all those wonderful things.
Sure, absolutely.
Okay.
Farel Hruska. I am from Hawaii. I was born and raised on the island of Oahu. I live in San Diego now, and I'm mom to 3 amazing girls. Sullivan is 20, Madeline is 19, and Savannah is 16. And my role is Director of Education and Culture at Choose Fitness. And we are a club chain that's family owned in 4 different states. So it's a beautiful life.
I love it. And we were talking beforehand that your oldest has moved out.
She has.
I'm so sorry. I don't mean to keep bringing it up.
Keep bringing it up.
I'm sorry. I know it's one of those things about motherhood that you look forward to, but then it's really sad, I think, too, when it happens. And not look forward to in a bad way, but just like who they're going to be as a human.
I know. And she's an extraordinary human. And I don't know if I ever looked forward to it, to be honest with you. And I don't know if that's healthy or not, but it is what it is. But yeah, she's moved out and she's doing well and in school and happy and in love. So all good.
I love that. Okay, so talk to me kind of about your childhood and where you grew up and how that has shaped who you are today.
Yeah, well, on a little rock in the Pacific. So born and raised there. And really, it sounds sort of trite, but it was just simple. It was easy. It was beautiful. The concept of aloha is not something that's made up or used just to get tourists to come. It's a real feeling, and there's a spirit to it. So growing up there was phenomenal. Raised by a single mom and have a brother, and just spent time either in school or in sports. So I just did a whole plethora of whatever you could perform at or compete in. So it was wonderful.
I love that. So did you end up so you're in California now, and did you end up there like in school? Is that how you?
In a roundabout way, I went to Syracuse University my freshman year in upstate New York.
Yeah, that's far.
Yeah, just slightly culturally different than Hawaii, just like tiny bit.
Yeah.
My first semester, I decided it was time to get out, and I didn't have the grades to get out yet, so I had to hunker down so I could transfer. Oh. And I ended up going to Pepperdine University. So I went from upstate New York to Malibu, which was kind of nice. But yeah, ended up kind of going to a couple different places prior to coming to California again, namely Boulder, Colorado, Birmingham, Alabama, Breckenridge, Colorado, and then now San Diego. So been around a little bit.
A few fun places.
Yeah.
So any obstacles that you kind of had to overcome in your life? No, you are such a grateful person. You're like,
I'm just kidding. I couldn't even do it with a straight face. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's so many obstacles. And, I think that we all, as women, could agree that, there are just so many, oftentimes hoops to jump through, things to sort of prove over and over again in order to legitimately and equally have a seat at the table in a lot of spaces. Yeah, I've had the honor and pleasure of spending a good bit of my career working with women and working with moms. And that, I think, set the stage for a very just confident place of feminism. But there are tons of obstacles. And a lot of it was really kind of, the biggest one was for me personally was just trying to find my voice. And in whatever category I was working in or living life in, whether it was motherhood or my professional career, felt like every moment gave me an opportunity to find the voice, and I didn't always take that opportunity. So I think that that's been an obstacle, and it continues to be, but I feel like I've gotten to a really great place with that journey. And my hope is that all of the beautiful women that you're going to have conversations with, that they're fine tuning and figuring out what that voice is, and it changes over the years, but yeah.
And that was going to be kind of my next question for you, is what advice do you have for women? Like I feel like so often women find themselves pitted against each other. And you, I think, exude a culture of including everybody. And you want everybody to feel included, and you want everybody to feel loved, and you want everybody to give everybody hugs. And I was not a hugger until I met you. And then I had one of your hugs and I was like, okay, this is kind of nice.
I brought you over.
You did.
Yeah. I'm a real believer in the human spirit, and I feel like there's just so much that we can glean from each other, whether or not we agree with where we stand on anything really. That there's always some place in someone's heart, and once you know that piece, then it's a celebration of union versus it feeling as if we needed to be exclusive in any way. And so, especially when I came into motherhood, and I think that you probably get that too, motherhood is a really fascinating time in a woman's life. And if ever there was a time when you needed other women and you needed that love and support unconditionally, inclusively, it's during motherhood. And as they get older, that doesn't change. And so, living your life in a way where you can always either lift somebody up or be lifted by others. We need each other. Lisa, you know this. We need each other. And it's ridiculous to think we can go this alone or even have a good time going it alone. So
you're the one who kind of also let me know that it was maybe okay to help people out in the airport with their babies.
100%.
Like
100%.
Right?
There's so many strangers' babies that I've held.
Yes. And I now have held strangers' babies too in airports because of you. Like, you have inspired me that when you see that mom struggling, like at first you are like, oh, I don't want to be a creeper. I don't want them to think I'm weird. But then you realize how much help they really need. And just that simple fact of like, let me hold the child so you can do what you need to do, whether it's getting their wallet out or just taking a breath, right? Or like, airports are stressful enough.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. My favorite moment was when I was on an international flight and there was a woman there when I want to say her baby was like 4 weeks. And she's like, I really didn't think this through. It's okay. I mean, we're on like a 17-hour journey.
Right.
And I was like, look, I'm just going to risk being creepy. And I walked up to her and I got down low, so I was not, I'm tall. So I wasn't like, oh, let me have your baby. Got down low and I said, look, I know you don't know me. I am a mom. And I'm happy to be here for you if you need it and hold your baby. And she was like, oh, thank you. Looked a little scared. Yeah. And I just looked at her and I said, I can't go anywhere, to be honest with you. So I'm safe. And I said, I'm just sitting right over there. And within a half an hour, she came over to me and she put her baby in my lap and then like walked away. I'm like, okay. She's like, can I have a break? 100%.
Yeah, so, I love that. And like, there needs to be more of that. Like, moms just need to help other moms out. And if we're in a position that there's a crying baby and you happen to not have a crying baby on you, then like go help with the crying baby or go help with the
Yeah.
mom. So
Yeah.
yeah, I was so nervous the first time I asked to hold somebody's child for them that I
Right.
was like, she was struggling to like find her wallet, and it was in one of those
Right?
gift stores, and there was this line, and I happened to be standing right there. I'm like, please don't think I'm weird, but I'll hold your baby if you need to. And she was like, okay. And like, I don't even think she cared that I could have like, like she was just right, like just so desperate. Take the baby.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh. Well, I love it. So thank you for helping spread that movement. We should
absolutely.
definitely promote that, keep promoting that. So who was a phenomenal woman in your life?
Oh, my mom.
Who is a phenomenal woman in your life?
My mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is just to me the epitome of strength, and I mean that in so many ways, you know, strength in her vulnerability, strength in her honesty, and her willingness to screw up and do it in front of me so that, you know, we could learn together. And she continues to do that. She's definitely struggling with some health issues now, but her mental and emotional well-being is so intact. Her sarcastic sense of humor is intact, so she's moving through it with the same amount of grace and grit that she always has. So yeah, I feel very lucky that I picked her.
I love that. I love that. So then that's where you maybe get your humor from sometimes too.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
That's good. Well, it has been a joy talking with you. Is there anything else that you would like to share with the world before we go?
Two things. One is my favorite quote in the entire world, and that is to be the change that you wish to see in the world. And I think if we all can move from that space, this world will be a very different place. Kind of one woman, one mom, one person at a time. Second thing is, I think that you are one of the most exceptional women I've ever met. And I am so honored to know you and share a little bit of this space with you. And I applaud you for all the work that you've done throughout your amazing life, and the children that you've raised, and the work that you've done for so many moms, and that you're doing with this podcast. I think it's amazing, and I am with you all the way.
Well, thank you. I can say all the same things about you. So thank you so much. You just, like I said, you're just a light in so many people's life. And I wish that the whole world could know you like we do. So thank you so much for being you. And yes, I love that quote too. So
you take care of yourself.
All right. Thank you. You too.